I have been practicing how to greet you guys for the last 45 minutes and none of it comes out right. I have had your hi guys, I've had your hi everybody, I've had your what's happening, what's popping, and all of that. So, hi guys. Today is another episode of Parts of Myself. I will be sharing a story. This time it's not spoken word. It's just me going down memory lane with you guys. And today's story is not about a man. Well, actually it is kind of like about, cuz okay, nizova wetu as I go on, but it's not those mushy poetry pieces. Okay, so I started drinking at the age of 14, 27th April 2010. Yeah, I had my first. I can't even say first drink because wow, yeah, you short epelele son. Anyways, so what's happening is I have a crush on this guy on Shiangi 5 years. And my girl is trying to prove to herself that she is old enough. Coming to think of it now, wow. But anyway, I'm trying to prove to myself that I am old enough to be with this guy because Kulo, today I think we might do something, today we might not, date your age, wada that he's doing. I got convinced that I needed to prove myself. Listen. So yeah, I started drinking, I started vibing with two and watching abantu that were at the same age group and ndaqalisa uthanda izinto. So yeah, first drink. Okay, let me just guys, by the way, I am working on my storytelling because wow, girl. Okay, so what happens is 27th April. I won't tell you the full story of what happened because I think is a puma from what I'm talking about. What I'm talking about is my addiction with utywala, where it started, how it went, and yes, go with it. I'm gonna tell you the background story of then is a puma. So yeah, I get first drink. I had clip drift with a friend. Ne? I'm not sure if it was two of us or by three. I can't remember, but I remember that later that night somebody joined us, one of our other friends. Long story short, I got drunk. I got sloshed. Ndafuna uya kulo guy and cry there. I cried. Guys, I did that. So yeah, and then from there, that's where I started drinking heavily. And to be honest with you guys, at that time, I didn't think that I was doing it because I'm trying to prove myself. It's only later that I realized that my reasons for doing this were, but I kept convincing myself that no, I'm just doing it because I want to do it. And so yeah, I started drinking and then with the alcohol, partying and all of that. We would go out and honestly, I would go out hoping that I would maybe bump into him. Not that why I say like he wasn't drinking at that time. He had been drinking, I think, previous year, and then he stopped. But yeah, that's what happened. And then I carried on with my life thinking that I'm the it girl. I am the baddest of them all, and got suspended a hostel, slipping out of hostel, just basically losing myself. Yeah, yes. And so as I grew older, I think that's when everything started. Yeah, I think that's when it started making sense and started coming together because as I was growing, I started asking myself questions, and those questions are what led me to seeing by I am actually addicted to Dwala because I would drink every day. I would, if I want to celebrate Diasela, If I want to cry, I'm hurt in the cellar. If I want to zone out and be on my own, there's a box of wine. Erominium. No wings. So yeah, it was an addiction because I could not, or I thought that I could not move without utywala. If it's hot, look, I got my water here. But if it's hot, I need to have a cold beer or a cold cider or whatever cold. Yeah, I was drinking raw shots zetakila sana. Yo, my goodness. And yeah, man. So yeah. And then I left my first school, and that was no why the right concept. It's my first school, but it was my go send him that. You get what I'm saying? But I left EPE and then I went to a Royal, another school. I went there thinking that I'm going to change my ways because I really wanted to change my ways. However, I was lost in terms of how to change my ways. All I knew is that, okay, I'm just gonna quit alcohol, quit smoke. I was smoking as well, cigarettes, not weed. I didn't like weed. Weed made me hungry or sleepy. I didn't like the feeling that I had with weed. Anyway, so I thought that, okay, new school, new vibes, new me, I'm gonna be that. I wanted to, however, I didn't know how to do it. And so that's when I went back to Christ. By the way, I got saved when I was 9 years old. But I didn't really understand why I was doing it at that time. I didn't want to die, get judgment day. So yeah. But as I grew older, I started kind of like understanding Christianity and. However, I was stuck in between. If you have seen, I think my first video, my introduction video, I mentioned that I have a lot of stories about boarding school. So I went to boarding school when I was 9, but that's not the story today. Anyways, so I leave go to another school and I get there, but I mix with people that are doing what I was doing before I left the previous school. And so I get sucked in easily because at the end of the day, I'm gonna be sure on how to not do it or how to do it. Yeah, I think I said that right. So yes, now I was stuck in between and it's crazy that at that time I didn't know what I was doing. However, I honestly feel that had I not gone through all of that, then I wouldn't have gotten closer, not only to God, but closer to myself. I wouldn't have searched parts of me that I didn't even know exist actually. So yeah, that is what was happening. Jeez, guys, so what I'm trying to do right now, I'm trying to remember everything because I have this whole story and everything that I want to share with you guys. But storytelling for me, I have points there, points there, points there, points there. Okay, so yes, asking myself questions. Now I'm asking myself questions, and then I move to varsity. First year, same story. Okay, telling myself that, you know what, I'm done with this life. This is not who I am. The reasons why I started Gosekaleni are not good, and that's why I was wretched and rowdy. Listen, and at that time I enjoyed being that because it made me feel like I have some kind of power over everything that was happening around me. But in reality, I did not. And so, varsity, same thing happens. Ziyaphindeka into yoba I had an idea of what I wanted to do. I just didn't know how to do it. And I had expectations, honestly. I had expectations that God is just gonna deliver me from temptation. And He's gonna deliver me from temptation in a way that I want Him to. So I would expect God to keep friends that drink away from me, or if ever I'm surrounded by them, or I find myself in situations where there's a whole lot of excuse me, guys. I choked there. A whole lot of alcohol around me. Yo, Colin. Yes, I'm back. If ever I find myself in those kind of situations, then he will fight the temptation on my behalf. I didn't know that he would do it the way that he did, but I'm going to tell you about that just now. So, yeah, I have these expectations, and every time I make a mistake, I'm like, but this is not what I signed up for. I thought that I could be around people that are drinking and smoking and doing all of that and not do it and not want it, because I mean, I've prayed about this and I've asked God to help me. I've even told him that I want to stop, and I meant it. So what's happening? And every time that I would feel that way, I would then go back. There's a video on my Instagram where I speak about how we are too hard on ourselves. I was too hard on myself looking at it now. So yes, ke ugeli ndibe ngulo mntu uba, you know what, I'm just going back because kuyafana. I try to stay away. First of all, I told my closest friends that ndiyekile, and they were understanding. Yayingekho laa nto uba, oh, sizokubona. It was like, okay, cool, we support you. So they know that if we go out, then I won't drink. Ibe ndim ovele aqonde, yo, andisayibaweli beer. So yeah, man, I was addicted. Honestly, I was really addicted. So yes, ke ngoku, until now, recently, and as about recently ndizawuthi ngunini, because I don't want to give you the exact, yeah. So I started now speaking to God about how I don't have it figured out. I don't know what to expect, and I'm not even supposed to be expecting stuff. So do whatever it is that you need to do, like in whichever way that you want to do it. I'm here for it. I won't try to box you into being, because I used to box him, and it's only now that I'm starting to learn that. Anyway, I won't try to box you into saving me the way that I want you to save me. Save me in whichever way that will be pleasing to you, because if you do that, then I feel like it will open me to a whole new me and a whole new you, and to understanding myself better and all of that. So yeah, kwaqala ke ukuba I would drink. Yes, I was ratchet and rowdy. However, it wasn't as messy as it became ngoku city. Just do whatever it is that you need to do. It got to a point where I was seriously mad. I was bendiligeza. And I didn't understand why I was starting to go crazy whenever I'm drinking. First of all, I don't want to be tipsy. I want to get drunk. And when I'm drunk, I am crazy. I am crazy. There's balcony positives. However, most of it was just a lot of mess. And then I was like, okay, let me just quit, because I don't want this. Let me just try harder. I know that I've been trying to quit, but let me just try harder. So the go try harder is no longer excuse me, it's no longer me trying to do my own thing, but me asking God every single day that, yo, I don't know how to do this, so please show me. And if ever if ever I see something and then I think that it's you and it's not you, show me that too. I will just take full charge. I'm giving you full permission, Lamanza, guys. Sorry. I'm giving you full permission. And so, yeah. So what happens now, Gengoku, I went back to asking myself questions. And it's so... I love it. I love it. But at that time, I started asking myself a question, Yoba, Richard and Rowdy. Chick, is this the person that I want to be? Is this how I want to be around my friends? Is this who I want to be around my family, people that I care about? Because as much as it hurts me the next day, I'm guilty, it hurts them as well. Right? And the answer to that question was that no, I don't want to be that kind of person. I don't want to be. So now every time that I would want to have a drink, I would think of that. And that is so beautiful to me because it just shows me that when you start allowing God to work ngohlobo lwakhe and not ngohlobo lwakho, things start happening. They may not be happening the way that we want them to, but they start happening. They may not happen when we want them to, but they happen. I just dropped a pen. Okay. But they happen. And it's exciting, Ziva, that wow, I'm growing. I never thought that I would see things the way that I see them now. It was there, down deep in my soul. Ooh, down, yeah, it was there, down deep, down deep in my soul. However, I didn't know at the time, and that's why I keep joking. I didn't know at the time, and I needed to go through everything that I went through in order for Bandibone. And I was too hard on myself. And yeah, me being too hard on myself didn't push me towards doing better. It instead pushed me backwards. But I might as well, because I keep messing up and good balance in the I keep going back on my words, so I might as well just go back to being this person. And child, I do not want to be that person. No, it's not for me. I don't have options. Sarah always says that it's for people that have options. I do not have options. Yeah. So yeah, man. All in all, with this whole story, because I feel like but with this whole story, I want to challenge whoever's watching this to stop being hard on themselves. If ever you are hard on yourself, then don't be hard on yourself. Allow yourself to make mistakes, and not only to make mistakes, but to learn from them. Because sometimes we allow ourselves to make mistakes, however, we repeat them because we don't learn from them. And that's one of the most common things that are said. But make mistakes so you can learn from them. But are you giving yourself that space to actually learn from them? So yeah, guys, indeed, and I won't lie. I don't want to lie. There are times where I feel like, you know what, I would love a cold one, but I have to remember that girl that I am when I have a cold one. Because another thing is that I don't want just one. A1, and then they all go up to some crazy chick in my head, and then that crazy chick in my head comes after. Nah, fam. So yeah, I mean, that's what we're doing now. It's a matter of, if it happens that I find myself with the glass and I find myself sipping on it, I should forgive myself for that mistake, because if ever I can forgive myself for that mistake, then I can move on from it. And if I can move on from it, then I can do better next time. Then I can take time next time to think about it. So that's the story, guys. That's the story. Bye.
Bizu mamami azongibona mandinje bizu babami azonlanda angangishayi angidaki